So I'm gonna try to knock this out as quickly as possible, and for a couple of reasons. First, it's starting to get dark, and I don't have a good light to work outside. And the other reason, it's kind of, I've already done this a couple of times, and I don't want to be spending all day just kind of having fun with it. Sometimes I like to have fun with it, but just not right now. I just want to get this one done. So let's see how quickly it takes me to remove the remove and replace the hub assembly without destroying it. I'm going to be using some very basic tools. I have an impact. You don't need an impact, but it does help to make things faster. What I should have done, I should have gotten a timer, but hopefully the battery doesn't run out and we can just use the camera to time me. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is remove that clip to remove that locking hub. A couple different ways of doing it. Easy as a way, get some needle nose, grab the, I guess, what do you call this, the locking pin. There you go. Put it somewhere where it's safe so you don't lose it, and it should come right out. Make sure that when you remove this, you put it somewhere where you're not gonna, where it's not gonna fall, because if it falls, life sucks. Just gets all dirty because of the grease. Now the next thing is to remove that that brake caliper. Okay. So the caliper is gonna have 2 bolts that hold it in place. Let's see what size they are. Okay, it looks like they are both size. I got a 21, so I'm just gonna go ahead and knock these out real quick. Okay, lefty loosey, righty tighty. That's what they say. Okay, I got a Milwaukee ratchet that's kind of extremely helpful. I recommend having one of these. They're kind of pricey. They're like $100 bucks. Okay, so once you remove the bolts, the caliper comes right out. One of the things about the caliper is you want to make sure that it doesn't hang. You don't let it hang, because if you let it hang, you're going to destroy these lines. You don't want, if you destroy those lines, life sucks. So go ahead and get a piece of wire. I use this wire. Sometimes I just have stuff laying around, and tie it up to something up here, or the shock area, shock tower, shock bolt area, whatever. Just anywhere where you can, where there's where it's gonna just hold on tight while you're working on this thing. Don't get too complicated with it. You can use some zip ties. Don't use the cheap zip ties. Use the thick ones. And then there you go. All right. So now this thing's out of the way. Okay. Next, you're gonna remove the rotor, and that just comes right out. Now we have a visual on the hub assembly. Okay, for this you're gonna have a locking pin that's in there, and what I have these pliers. If you don't have these, you're gonna have to go buy them. I have these power built that I got from O'Reilly's. I don't recommend them. They suck. If you can get some better ones, get them. I recommend that you spend some money on these. And what I mean, spend some money on them. There you go. That thing comes out. I mean, just like 20 bucks. I think these are like the $12 ones or whatever. Get the $20 ones or the $30 ones. I know that sounds expensive, but it's worth it. I know for some rich folk out there, it's probably not expensive, but for the normal folk out there, you know, 30 bucks is a lot of money. Okay, now I'm gonna remove the ABS sensor. For the ABS sensor, I'm gonna use a T30 socket. ABS sensor is right there. When you get this thing out, just try not to get it dirty. Yeah, I'm hoping to reuse this one. I know the new one came with one, but such a pain to use a new one. And it's just because I modify my cables, that's why. Okay, so once that's done, next is removing the 4 bolts from the back of the hub. Or what I meant was not necessarily the 4 bolts, but the 4 nuts that hold the hub in place. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So those are going to be right there. 1, 2, and there's 2 more on the other side. Now to get to those, it's a little bit tricky, and there's not that much light back here. It's a little bit dark, so you might not be able to see it completely. But once you get the ratchet in there, they'll come right out. I believe those are number size 21. Yeah. So let's get those out. Okay. Oh yeah. Damn, that looks dirty. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put some fresh grease in there, and then clean that up a little bit and put that new hub here. I think I have some grease. I better go check. Okay, so I definitely had a dirty rag in there, thank goodness. And then I have I do have some grease. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this because it just looks disgusting. And then I'm gonna use my gloved hand to get some of this grease. Just put it on this shaft here. You're just putting enough just to kind of let it glide in there. Okay. So now it's time to get the new assembly. There's a new one. So first things first, we need to make sure that this shield is kind of in the right spot. So it looks like I might be able to use the new ABS wire. Yay, that's good. All right, make sure you cover your grease canister container so you don't destroy that. You want to keep using that thing. And then next is sliding the hub in there. Man, this thing's all nice and pretty. I don't even want to use it. I just want to keep it and look at it. But let's see. There you go. The ABS sensor. Then you just need to slip it in there. Try to get it done before you put it in there before you seat the axle or the hub. The reason why is because just so you struggle less. Why doesn't it want to go in? Huh? Okay, there you go. There you go. It's in there. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and seat the axle. Put my glove back on so I don't hurt my sensitive hands. Oh, damn it, did I grease up the... Okay, I did. Use my hammer to seat the new hub and spins all nice and free. What am I looking for? Oh yeah, I'm looking for that small bolt that I said I was going to put somewhere to keep safe so it doesn't get dirty. And there it is. Put this thing in there. Ah, and it fell on the dirty floor. And of course I get some dirt in it. So that's the reason why it's always good to work in a, you know, in your heated garage. If you work in your heated garage, that, you know, that the cleaning people come over to keep the floor clean, you'll never have to worry about this. So I was at 34 minutes, but then I ran out of film. So 34 minutes so far, and everything's looking good. What I was doing right before I ran out of film is I was putting in the locking clip, and so it's in there. There's a groove on the shaft where that locking clip needs to snap into, and as you can see, it's in there and it's locked, so it's ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and put these gloves so I don't hurt my sensitive hands, and then we're going to knock this out. So the whole goal is to knock this out before the sun goes down, and you know, make it all work out. Next is the hub, putting the hub back in. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna put a little bit of grease in there, just so I don't, just to make sure it stays nice and greasy. Okay, I'm cleaning it up a little bit with my clean rag. Okay, not too much grease, just a little bit. And of course, make sure you don't drop it on the floor. Make sure you don't drop this on the floor and get it all dirty with rocks and stuff, because that's just doesn't make sense. But that always happens to me, so okay. It didn't happen that time. Thank goodness. First friggin' time. First time. Okay. So all I did was put that locking ring back in there. I'm sure it's fine, but let me just poke it. Oh, there you go. Went right in and clipped in. And that's the reason why sometimes we just need to double check things. I'm gonna go ahead and put my gloves back on. And next I'm gonna put the caliper, excuse me, the rotor